ध्येयाय भावे।
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Sa Adidevo Jagtam Paro Guru Swadhishnayam Astaya Shishikshaya Kshitaha Tam Nitya Gacchad Drisham Hatra Samartam Prapancha Nirmana Vidir Yaya Bhavet. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Sa Adidevo Jagatam Paro Guru Swadhishniyam Asthaya Sisikshaya Kshata Tam Nadya Gachat Drishamatra Sammatam Prapancha Nirmana Vidhiryaya Bhavet.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Sa Adidevo Jagatam Paro Guru Savadikshmastaya Sisrikshikshata Tam Nadhya Gachada Dishmatra Sammata Prapaja Nirmana Vidhyarya Bhaveta. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. All right. Thank you very much all for reciting. So I'll recite. Sa Adidevo Jagatam Paro Guru Swadhishnayam Asthaya Sisrakshiyekshataha Tamnadya Gachat Drshamatra Sammatam Prapanch Nirman Vidhiryaya Bhavet. Synonyms. Saha, he, Adi Deva, the first demigod, Jagatam of the universe, Parha, supreme, Guru, spiritual master, Swadhishanayam, his lotus seat, Asthai, to find the source of it. Si Sraksha, to the matter of creating the universal affair. Ekshat, begin to think. Tam, in that matter, Na, could not. Adyagachat, understand. Darsham, the direction. Atra, therein. Sammatam, just the proper way. Prapanch, material. Nirman, construction. Vidhi, process. Yaya, as much as. Bhavet, should be. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charnarin Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Lord Brahma, the first spiritual master, supreme in the universe, could not trace out the source of his lotus seat. And while thinking of creating the material world, he could not understand the proper direction for such creative work, nor could he find out the process for such creation. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. This verse is a prelude for explaining the transcendental nature of the form and the abode of the Lord. In the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, it has already been said the supreme absolute truth exists in his own abode without any touch of deluding energy. Therefore, the kingdom of God is not a myth, but factually a different and transcendental sphere of planets known as Vakunthas. This will also be explained in this chapter. Such knowledge of spiritual sky far above this material sky is paraphernalia can be known only by the dint of devotional service or bhakti yoga. The power of creation by Lord Brahma was also achieved by bhakti yoga. Brahmaji was bewildered in the matter of creation, and he could not even trace out the source of his own existence. But all this knowledge was fully achieved by him through the medium of bhakti yoga. By bhakti yoga, one can know the Lord, and by knowing the Lord as supreme, one is able to know everything else. One who knows the supreme knows everything else. That is the version of all Vedas. Even the first spiritual master of the universe was enlightened by the grace of the Lord. So who else can attain perfect knowledge of everything without the mercy of the Lord? If anyone desire to seek perfect knowledge of everything, he must seek the mercy of the Lord, and there is no other means. To seek knowledge on the strength of one's personal attempt is a sheer waste of time. Om Ajnanatimirasya Jnananjana Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadam Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Utapadikamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagar Jatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajim Sadavaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cha नमा ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचरणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतरणे नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्व शर्मा पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्त रूप स्वरूपकं भक्तवतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्त शक्तिकम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So I'll recite the verse one more time. Saadi Devo Jagatam Paro Guru Swadikshranayam Asthaya Sisrakshekshataha Tamnadya Gachat Dasham Atra Sammatam Prapancha Nirmana Vidhiryaya Bhavet. Hare Krishna. So this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam explain that even the topmost demigod in this world, who is Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma is the first living entity who appeared. He did not take birth like you and me, actually. The first fact is that we take birth from the womb of our mother by living in the womb for 9 months, hanging upside down, and then comes out, and then at the time we do our activities. But here, Lord Brahma, he did not enter in the womb of any mother. He was directly appeared on the top of the lotus that is coming out from the navel of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. So he did not go through those pains, but even this Brahma, because he is also known as Swayambhu, because he appeared, he did not take birth like us. So even though he was not sure who is mother and father, and how did he actually appear, and what is the source of his appearance. So when he appeared, he was on the top of the lotus, and then at that time, there was no one else. He could not see even a single living entity. So he was surprised, He's saying that, wow, who am I? Why am I here? So he was naturally inquisitive about that. And the main thing he was very much, very much surprised is that from where this lotus is coming out. So here in this verse says, Saadi Devo Jagatam Paro Guru. So the first line here explains that he is Adi Deva. Adi means the first demigod. So in this material world, we have 33 crores of demigods. It says in the Vedas that There are 33 crores, maybe like. So those demigods, and the Brahma is the topmost. Brahma is the Adi Deva. So what is demigod? So we say that there is a supreme personality of Godhead who is Krishna, Rama, Vishnu, Narayan, Narasimha. They are supreme personality of Godhead. While in the material world, we have these sub-gods, or what we call demigods. They are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So Supreme Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita explains that these demigods are nothing but these are the part and parcel of him. So how we can understand this? Like we see in today's, we have a government. For example, in United States, we have a president. Then we have like Senate, we have like Congress, we have like ministers, we have governors. So there are different departments are there, and every department is headed by a particular person who is appointed by the government or elected by the people. So this government is basically responsible for maintaining the everything, security, finance, everything related to the country, city, township, whatever, right? So they are basically supposed to be like the controller of these systems. Similarly, in order to maintain this world, we have a group of, or like a line of people who are doing all this work. They are called demigods, and not they are not selected, they are not elected by the people. So nowadays, this form of government democracy is there, where people choose like one person to become lead him, right? Prabhupada used to say democracy means demon crazy. All these people, crazy people come together and they make one crazy person to be the head of the society. But in the universal government, the demigods, the position of demigods are taken by living entities. They are not elected by the people. They are selected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna looks at everybody's qualification. Accordingly, he gives the post. He appoints that this person will become Indra, this person will become Surya, this become Chandra, this become Brahma, like that. So demigod like this, Lord Brahma is the first demigod. And Lord Brahma, most of the time, Lord Brahma is like living entity like you and me. But sometime when there is nobody qualified to take the position of Lord Brahma, at that time, Krishna personally comes and take incarnation and take the post of Lord Brahma. That's why we call Lord Brahma as Guna Avatar. Incarnation in mode of passion. So we see like in Veda, they say that Lord Brahma is a creator, Lord Vishnu is a maintainer, and Lord Shiva is a destroyer. These are called Guna avatars of Lord. So Lord Krishna expand himself into these three expansions and take care of the three modes of this material nature. So here we see, because it is the beginning of the creation. So first Lord Brahma appeared here. And Lord Brahma is Adi Deva. He is the first demigod of Jagatam. Jagatam Paro Guru. And he is the spiritual master of everyone here, because he is the first living entity. So he is Paro Guru. He is the supreme spiritual master of all the living entity in the material world. But even Krishna is the spiritual master of Lord Brahma. We see in the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, Janmadhyasya yato anvayad itataschaarteshva bhigya swarat tene Brahma hridaya adi kavi. So there also it said that it is Lord Shri Krishna who actually imparted the knowledge of Vedas into the heart of Lord Brahma in the beginning of creation. So even Lord Brahma got knowledge from Lord Krishna. So Krishna is a supreme spiritual master. But here in the material world, Lord Brahma is appointed as the spiritual master of this Jagata. Is Jagat means this particular universe. There are multiple universes, many universes, millions of universes are there. They are all emanating from the transcendental body of Lord Mahavishnu. And then in every universe, there is one Brahma who is taking care of that universe. So that Brahma in our universe is four-headed Brahma. So then here he's saying, like here in this say, he could not trace out the source of his lotus seat. So he was sitting on this lotus flower, but he didn't know from where this lotus is coming out. And because he has a desire, Lord Brahma has a desire to create a universe. He is in his incarnation in mode of passion. So while thinking of creating a material world, which is prapancha, this word here in the verse, which is called prapancha, this is called material world. Prapanch. Sometimes we say like, what prapanch you are doing, means what illusion you are creating. Material word is like considered as illusion. So prapanch. Sometimes we use this prapanch word in illusion form like that. So while thinking of creating, he was thinking actually, he's not even creating, he was thinking of creating the material world. He could not understand proper direction for such creative work. He doesn't know what to do now. Where to start? Where should I take coconut and break the coconut? There was no coconut at that time, So what to do? Like, because, people say, okay, let's start a good work, so break a coconut, but there was no coconut there. You don't know what to do. So he don't know where to start. And then he also do not know how to create. He has a desire. See, this is the desire is there. Desire is there, but he don't know where to start. What I need to do it. He don't know the formula. He don't know like the ingredients, and he don't know how to make it. Suppose you have a desire to eat gulab jamun or rasgulla. You have a desire, and you might have milk in front of you. You might have other things in front of you, but you don't know where to start, what to do. Everything ingredients were created by Lord Vishnu. Lord Mahavishnu already created the 16 elements. But he don't know how to do, what to take first, what to do next, what to do this, and how the things going to come out. So he don't know where to start, and he don't know what is the process. He's completely confused at that time. So here, Srila Prabhupada actually giving us the hint that what this verse actually says. It means, what Prabhupada says that this verse is a prelude for explaining transcendental nature of form and abode of the Lord. Means before this creation, before the creation of the material world, there was nothing there. There was no earth, no water, fire, air, ether. There was nothing there. Only Krishna was there. Only Narayana. And that Narayana, that Krishna, is living in his own abode and he has a form. That's what this verse is actually giving the hint. Here Prabhupada says that in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, it has already been said that supreme absolute truth exists in his own abode without any touch of deluding energy. The first verse that we said that Janamadhyasya yato anvyadi tataschartheshva bhigya swarat tene brahma hadayadi kavye muyanti yat surya tejo vari mridam yatha vinmutrati sargo marsha dhamna swena sada nirastu kuhukam satyam param dhimahi. Dhamna swena sada nirastu kuhukam satyam param dhimahi. That verse, what Prabhupada is quoting here, means Krishna exists in his supreme absolute abode even before this creation, which is free from this deluding energy, which is Maya. Maya, what is Maya? Prabhupada says Maya means that which is not. Means this material world where we are living in right now, it's a product of Maya. material energy. And it is ever changing. So that's why it's not staying at one form. It's keep changing. So there is a process of creation, then maintenance. While the maintenance, the body, the things keep changing, and ultimately destruction. Like we see our material body. Our material body takes birth in the womb of our mother. With the help of the father, our body takes birth. Then body little grows, sustains. Then some byproducts are coming out. Then ultimately it dwindles and finally dies. So it means it is keep changing, means it cannot be a truth. But the abode of Krishna, there's no change. The abode of Krishna, there is no change. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that there is one abode beyond this material world. Beyond this material world, there is an abode of mind, which is ever existing. No change in that universe. So that's what here say that Prabhupada saying that the supreme abode of Krishna is not touched by material energy. In Chaitanya it is said that Krishna सूर्य समान माया ही अंधकार जहां कृष्णा तहां माया नहीं अधिकार. Where there is Krishna, there is no Maya. But wherever there is no Krishna, there is Maya. Means Maya is working in this material world because we do not see Krishna here. It means if we chant Krishna's name, or if we associate with Krishna, or if we hear Krishna's transcendental pastime, then there is no question of Maya. So this material world is a product of Maya, and spiritual world is product of internal potency of Krishna Yoga Maya. So it's up to us, a living entity, to decide where to live. Should we live under Maya or should we live under Yoga Maya? That choice we have. So here Prabhupada says that therefore the kingdom of God is not a myth. People might not know where is the kingdom of God and what is the nature of the kingdom, but that does not mean that kingdom, the Lord's spiritual world, is a myth. Suppose if you don't know anything, you can't deny that. You say, okay, because I don't know about that, it means that doesn't exist. Like we see an example of owls. Owls, they can see in the night, but they cannot see in the daytime. And suppose if all the owls comes together and they, conduct a meeting and declare that we do not accept there is a sun because we haven't seen that. But that's not the right conclusion, because they haven't seen that does not mean that it doesn't exist. Similarly, Prabhupada said there is a kingdom of God, which is true, but people don't know, that's why they call it a myth. But here Prabhupada said, but factually, a different and transcendental sphere of planets known as Vakunthas. Beyond this material world, there is a great, bigger material, spiritual world. This material world is just 1/4 of the creation of the Lord. The 3/4 creation is the spiritual world. This will explain further in the chapter. Prabhupada say that. Okay. The next Prabhupada say that such knowledge of spiritual sky far above the material sky and its paraphernalia can be known only by dint of devotional service. So first Prabhupada explained in the first paragraph that there is a spiritual world beyond this material world. Then Prabhupada said that how to go to that material world, the spiritual world. What is the process? Is there a plane? We can take a ticket and we can board the plane and can we go there? Is there some kind of rockets or some kind of a space station through which we can go there? Prabhupada said, no, there's no process like this. You can't do a material arrangement to go to spiritual world. It's not possible. Only through Bhakti Yoga, Prabhupada said that here, such a knowledge of spiritual sky far above the material sky and its paraphernalia can be known only by dint of devotional service. Bhakti Yoga. Without Bhakti Yoga, we cannot reach there. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 1855 that only through Bhakti Yoga you can know me. Only through Bhagavad Gita you can know me, and if you know me through Bhakti Yoga, you can come to me. You can come to myself. Bhaktya mavi janati yavani ashi tatvata tato mam tattva gyata vishte tat anantaram. Vishte tat anantaram. We can know Krishna only by Bhakti Yoga. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavani ashi tatvata tato mam tattvato gyata vishte tat anantaram. Only through Bhakti Yoga you can know me, and when you know me through Bhakti Yoga, you can enter into my abode. Means what Krishna is saying, in order to come to spiritual world, first you have to practice Bhakti Yoga. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smana Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atma Nivedan. Sri Prahlad Maharaj gives us this ninefold process of devotional service. By following this process of devotional service, we'll be able to come to the conclusion that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and surrender to Krishna is the ultimate or the supreme dharma for all the living entity. And once we know that, once we do that, once we know Krishna and we surrender to Krishna, Sarva Dharman Pratajya Mamekam Shanam Vraja, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, then Krishna says that you can come to me. So that's what Prabhupada says, that only through the dint of Bhakti Yoga, we can actually understand the spiritual world and we can go there. And now, that's about spiritual world. What about material world? Here also, without Bhakti Yoga, you cannot do anything. The power of doing any creation here also need support of Bhakti Yoga. Here, next line Prabhupada says that the power of creation by Lord Brahma was also achieved by Bhakti Yoga. Means Bhakti Yoga is important even to success in the material world also. If you want to become successful in the material world, you have to perform bhakti, even in the material world. So Brahmaji was bewildered in the matter of creation, and he could not even trace out the source of his own existence. So look at the position of Brahmaji. He was completely bewildered. He don't even know what to do now, and he don't even know from where, what is the source of his appearance. So without Bhakti Yoga, the world didn't even started. But all this knowledge was fully achieved by him through the medium of Bhakti Yoga. Tene Brahma Hardaya Adi Kavi. When he started worshipping the Lord Supreme Personality of God at Krishna, then he was able to get this knowledge of all the Vedas, all the power of creation. He got it. So without Bhakti Yoga, even Brahmaji could not do even a single thing. He don't know where to go, how to do it. So by Bhakti Yoga, one can know the Lord, and by knowing the Lord as Supreme, one is able to do everything else. So Bhakti Yoga, Prabhupada very clearly say, Bhakti Yoga means to know Krishna. Vedescha sarve ahameva vedyo. The process of Bhakti Yoga is to know Krishna. And then once we know Krishna, then we know everything. There's nothing left, because everything is Krishna. Or Krishna's energy, all this. So one who knows the Supreme knows everything else. That's what Prabhupada says that. Sarvasya chaham hardi sannivishto matta smrtir jnanam apohanam cha. Vedescha sarve ahameva vidyo vedant kadved videv chaham. So Krishna is saying that of all the Vedas, I am to be known. Vedas means knowledge. Means the purpose of knowledge is to know Krishna. The purpose of Veda is to know Krishna. If we have somebody claims that I am a very knowledgeable person, I am very expert, I know so many things, this and that. If he knows Krishna, then his knowledge is perfect. If he doesn't know Krishna, even though he has so many material qualifications, his knowledge is zero. All these materials, say suppose somebody is an expert in physics, chemistry, mathematics, science, political science, all these kind of things. There are various streams of knowledge. They are all zeros. But if we know Krishna, one, if you put one in front of all these zeros, then everything become valuable. But without one, everything is zero only. Without knowing Krishna, other things have no value in the world. That's all. They are all waste of time. And that's what Prabhupada said, that is a version of all Vedas. Even the first spiritual master of this universe was entitled by the grace of the Lord. The first guru or first spiritual master was given the knowledge by Krishna only. So Krishna is the Adi Chaitya Guru, is the first guru actually, not Brahmaji. But here he says that Brahmaji is the Adi Deva, Jagatam Paro Guru. Jagatam means in this universe. But Krishna is guru of Brahmaji also. So who else can attain perfect knowledge of everything without the mercy of the Lord? So here Prabhupada is raising a valid question. Without the mercy of Krishna, what we can get it? We can't get anything. We don't know because we are not aware of the things that Krishna is giving everything to us. But without the mercy of Krishna, we really can't attain. So that's why Prabhupada says, if anyone desire to seek perfect knowledge of everything, means if you are interested in knowing things, like you want to understand what is this, what is that, or whatever, like, then he must seek the mercy of the Lord. And what is the proof? There is in Srimad Bhagavatam it says that Savai punsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir adhokshaje ahetu ki aprita atma suprasiddhi. Savai punsam paro dharmo. The topmost and the ultimate duty of all the living entity is to perform the pure devotional service, loving devotional service to Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, which should be unmotivated and uninterrupted. Okay. Then when you perform this bhakti, what happens is, then after performing the bhakti, automatically you will get jnana, the knowledge, and vairagya, the renunciation. See, jnana and knowledge. The jnana means knowledge. So when you perform bhakti, knowledge automatically follows. So when we perform bhakti yoga to Krishna and we please Krishna by our devotional service, automatically we will receive everything we need to know. I give you another example. Sri Dhruv Maharaj, who was a 5-year-old child, he left his house to see Krishna because he want the kingdom which is greater than his great grandfather. He was insulted by his stepmother, and he decided that I'm going to see Krishna personally, and I'm going to ask him, give me a kingdom which is greater than my great grandfather. So he left. Then he met Narad Muni, his spiritual master, and the spiritual master told him to go to Vrindavan and perform bhakti. Then he went there, perform bhakti. After 6 months of rigorous austerity and bhakti, he was able to see Krishna face to face. When he saw Krishna, now after seeing Krishna, he want to glorify Krishna. That is a natural desire of living entity. When they see Krishna, they want to glorify. So he has a desire that he want to glorify Krishna, but he doesn't have any knowledge of grammar, Sanskrit, or anything. Poetry. He doesn't know anything about how to glorify Lord. He doesn't know the actual qualities and the beauty of the Lord. But he was seeing that, but he don't know the suitable words. So in that time, he was very confused. He was standing in front of the Lord with that desire that I want to pray, I want to glorify you, Lord, but I don't know how to glorify. Krishna, being the super soul, Paramatma in all living entities, saw that Dhruv actually want to glorify me. What he did, he took his conch shell, which is the personification of Vedic knowledge. He took it and he touched on the face, on the forehead of chicks of Dhruv Maharaj, and within a moment, Dhruv Maharaj became expert in all Vedas. And he started glorifying Krishna with the selected verses from the Vedas. Look at that, see? Just the touch of Krishna make him completely qualified, and he learned everything about what is to be known by the living entity in this material world, the Vedas. So that's why here Prabhupada says that he must seek the mercy of the Lord. There is no other way. There is no other means. So to seek knowledge on the strength of one's personal attempt is sheer waste of time. Yeah, that's true also. See, if you want to know, if you want to know on our own, you need so many lifetime to really understand. And even though you understand at that time, you still don't know things which are beyond your senses. We can know things which are perceived by our senses, but things which are beyond our senses, you can't know without somebody who is like higher than you telling you, and that is Krishna. As a humans, we have a limited senses. Our senses are imperfect. So the knowledge gained by human being is not perfect. But the knowledge given in Vedas is aparosya. It is beyond human understanding and human perception. That knowledge is only given by Krishna. No one else can give you that knowledge. So that's why Prabhupada say that in order to understand that knowledge, we need to take the mercy of Krishna. Even to the material world, everything given by Krishna. So there is another way. So in conclusion, if we see what Srila Prabhupada explains here is that this material world is a manifestation of metallurgy of Krishna, and Krishna is staying in the spiritual world, which is Vaikuntha, which is not a product of metallurgy, but a product of spiritual energy, spiritual potency. And in order to go to the spiritual world, we need to perform Bhakti Yoga. By performing Bhakti Yoga, we came to know Krishna. And once we know Krishna, we know everything. And then ultimately, when we know everything, when we know Krishna, we can go back home, back to Godhead. This simple formula, what Prabhupada is for giving to all of us in this verse. All right. So I'll stop now and see like if anyone have any comment or any question related to this verse or our discussion.
Thank you very much, Prabhu, for a nice class. And out of this, I just loved that how Brahma, he was sitting in the lotus flower and he doesn't know what to do. Where are we here? And we have everything in front of us. Still, we don't know how to get out of this. Still, we are struggling. And then Dhruva Maharaj also, he stood in front of God. He doesn't know how to go for anything unless Krishna gives the knowledge. Unless we are lucky to get that. That is through Bhakti Yoga, that's all. And sometimes I feel that way, So I just want to chant and do it. But I don't know the Vedas. I don't know all the full Bhagavatam by heart and Bhagavad Gita. But I'm just struggling. And Krishna has to show mercy, that's all. I'm trying my best, that's all. Whatever my capacity. Is that right, Prabhu?
Yes, no. The one thing that I would like to add, that you already know everything, Mataji.
No.
Because I tell you why. Because you accepted a spiritual master. The first step of Bhakti Yoga.
That's true. That's true.
The Srila Rupa Goswami says there are 64 angas or 64 limbs of devotional service. And the very first thing is accepting a spiritual master. So when we accept a spiritual master, then a spiritual master will open our eyes. Om Ajnana Timirdasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshulmitamina Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. We are all born in the mode of ignorance. Our spiritual master opens our eye with the torch of knowledge. So now, because our spiritual master have given us this Mahamantra, which is given by Srila Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that itself is basically have everything included. When we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it will reveal everything step by step, depending upon the sincerity of the chanter. Like if you chant sincerely, the things are there. So your spiritual master already given you all these things, what you need. The only thing that we just need to go through that process. For some people, it might take few days, few months, few years. Brahmaji also took a lot of time because he was meditating Krishna. Dhruv Maharaj it took 6 months. Some people it takes like years. So it's different to different people, but we are on right track because that's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So to know me is basically tadvidhi panipatena pariprashnena sevya.
Sevaya.
Dekshanti de jnanam jnana tata darshina. If you want to know the knowledge, if you want to gain the knowledge, go to the spiritual master, offer your obeisances, serve them. Serve them means hear them and follow their instruction, and then the knowledge will be revealed. The knowledge is already there. Like in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, it's not revealed in our heart. That's the only thing we have. And that revelation is knowledge because we are not sincere. Once we become sincere, the wall of the sincerity wall, what we call it is our offenses and our sincerity. If we remove that, our offenses, and we become sincere, then Krishna will reveal to us very easily. So knowledge is there, mercy is there. It is we are not eligible to take that. So, but we are trying. But again, we are on the right track. We have to be. Prabhupada says that in Bhakti Yoga, the most important thing is Shraddha, faith. If you have faith on the process and on Krishna, then Bhakti Yoga you will actually, or anyone who basically will progress very fast. Because we don't have the complete faith, that's the reason that we are not able to get the result. So the more we develop faith on Krishna and Guru and the process, the more faster we'll reach there. Okay,
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
anyone else have a comment or question before we end today?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mata.
Pranam, Prabhuji. Such an inspiration verse by Prabhupada, and you really explain it so well that at certain point it really touched my heart that you don't need material equipments to reach to Bhagwan, because you have to believe on him and you have to show your love towards him, because that's the most important thing. Prabhuji, and we do that all the time, but still it's such a weird feeling that when you are with Vaishnavas, you are totally into Krishna consciousness. But when you leave that area and you face the world, material world, like you go to work, you meet other family members, you meet people, your friends, and you try to say, okay, Thakurji, you always remind yourself, Thakurji is with me. But then sometimes you feel that you are just there wasting your life, but then you cannot ignore these things. And I just feel that Thakurji only loves, I don't know if he only loves those who are just totally 100% devoted. I sometimes feel that I should leave everything, but obviously it's not practical. But I don't know. I'm sure many people have the same question where I stand at this point.
Yes, no, definitely I agree with you. Like it's because it's challenge for us because we born in material world, and material world is basically devoid of Krishna. There's no Krishna in the material world, but we are trying to go to Krishna, and by mercy of Krishna we have devotees, and we get association of devotees not very regularly. Like regular means like what I'm saying is like if we come to temple we get association, or we come to call we can get association, but otherwise we have the association of the people who are in the material world here. So that's fine because that's the condition we are right now. But what we can do is we can we can utilize whatever time or whatever things we have in the service of Krishna. So as you are saying that we have to be in the material world, we have to take care of family, we have to take care of the relatives or job or all kind of things. We are all in same boat. There's no as you are, we are also same thing. But only difference is that we should have a faith on Krishna. That's what I'm saying. As long as you have a faith on Krishna and you follow the process, chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and performing devotional service, slowly, Krishna will basically give you an opportunity to associate more and more in his devotional service. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Tasma Sarveshu Kaleshu Mahamanusmar Yuddhecha. Arjuna has to fight. Because fighting is if you see in a regular way, fighting is not a Krishna conscious activity. But because he has to fight with the army of Kauravas, he has to fight with Duryodhana, Dushashana, Karna, Vikarna. Those people were there. So Krishna says that you go and fight with him. That's fine, because that is your duty as a Kshatriya. As you are saying that as your duty of a mother, you have to take care of a child. As a duty of a wife, you have to take care of your husband. As a duty of like you're doing a job as an employee, you have to take care of the company and do whatever is there. All these duties are there. But Krishna says that while doing your duty, remember me. And I know it's not easy. It's not easy to remember all the time Krishna, because these things takes away our attention, our time, and those kind of things. But we have to practice. Practice makes anyone perfect. So
Perfect.
slowly we have to practice. Yeah, and time will come when Krishna will basically give you an opportunity to associate with devotees more and more, and Krishna will give you an opportunity to basically associate with him also. But again, it's depend upon our sincerity and our faith on Krishna. First of all, we should be sincere, and we should have complete faith on the Krishna that this will happen. And then with that said, we try to remember Krishna in our every endeavor, in day-to-day life or whatever we are doing. We try to remember. We should give our best. But again, as I say, like because in a material world, is takes away a lot of our time and attention. But we should try. And Krishna, she is our efforts actually. Like Krishna is like a father and like or a mother. Like suppose if a child want to do something, but the child cannot do on his own endeavor, then mother and father comes and help that child. Right? Suppose if a child want to like lift a stool and take it to somewhere, but he can't do it because he has no power. But at that time, when if mother and father they saw that, oh, my child is trying to lift the stool, so they come and help the child. Similarly, like when we make an effort, Krishna sees our effort. Even though our effort might not be 100%, but if we make 5% effort, Krishna can fill that 95%. Depend upon our sincerity. So it's not that if you are not able to do it, that means like while we are like we will not get the mercy of Krishna. No, Krishna just sees our effort, whichever level you are. Because see, one other example in Srimad Bhagavatam it said that in the sky there are different birds flies at different levels.
Yeah.
Some insects flies at a very low level, some at high level, and there are big birds who fly very, very high.
It's true.
So depend upon your capabilities, depending upon your capacity, you should do your endeavor. Another example I can give, like while building the bridge from India to Lanka, like while Lord Ram was basically going, while the bridge was building, at that time, big monkeys, they were bringing big mountains and trees and all those things to make the bridge. And at the same time, there was one squirrel. She was also trying to help in building the bridge for the Lord Ram. She was collecting small pebbles and try to throw in the water. And while doing that, one monkey like came and he said that, hey, come on, you are a small squirrel. You can make some big help here. You go step aside so that we can make the bridge for Lord Ram. She's saying that, well, I'm also doing my effort. What's a big deal? I'm also making an effort, but I'm not as big as you, but I'm putting small pebbles. But he said, no, that is no value. But at that time, Lord Ram saw that this conversation, and he said that, no, stop. Anyone, according to their capacity, whatever they are doing for me, I'll accept that. So even squirrel have the full right to perform devotional service, whatever her capacity is. So depending upon our capacity, Krishna sees us. So we should not get discouraged that we are not able to do it or how we are going to do it. Krishna will show us the way. Krishna will show us the way. We just need to surrender to Krishna and just pray to Krishna sincerely, and Krishna will basically help us in all our endeavors. Is that okay, Madhu?
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji. One more thing, really quick, that about the food when we go out. Like, obviously, I'm just into Krishna consciousness for past 4 years only. Still learning. I have restricted everything what Prabhupada said, and then trying to follow his path. But then, at times, because my family is non-devotional, so when we go out, when I used to go out, I used to eat, whatever people were offering me. But now, for some time, I have started restricted that as well, especially if it's onion and garlic based food. Try not to. I prefer to just eat rice and yogurt if they provide. Otherwise, don't eat anything. But is it still, I'm thinking, when I eat, I try to think about Krishna, that I try to offer that from my heart. But I don't have tulsi patra with me at that time. and I know he doesn't accept food without it. So what am I supposed to do in that situation?
Well, actually, see, the point is that Krishna is called Bhavagrahi. Krishna is Bhavagrahi means he takes our bhava, our emotions that we are showing towards Krishna. So Krishna knows that this is this scenario where you are in is an emergency scenario. It's not like it's not happen every time. It's happen only in emergency scenario. So at that time, even chanting Krishna's name is sufficient. You don't need Tulsi leaf or those things. But as long as you remembering Krishna, it works out. But when you have opportunity to do it, then do it with the Tulsi leaf and proper offering. But when you have no other option, then you can simply remember Krishna and honor the prasada. That's fine.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I really felt easy now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Any other questions, comments anyone have before we end? All right. Okay. Thank you all for joining today morning.
Nice information. Very nice information you gave everybody.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Have a wonderful Krishna conscious day. Vancha kalpatarubhascha
Kripasindhu
Kripasindhubhye bacha
Patitanam
Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Bhagavad Mahapuran ki jai.
Jai.
Jai
Hari Bol.